Hello everyone and welcome to our special series about the 2025 Annual Town Meeting. This series is designed to help inform residents about issues that are important to the town. Each segment is about a specific article or group of articles, so make sure you check in to find the issue that's important to you or to learn about all of the issues our town is facing. Last year, voters at town meeting approved borrowing for a new fire engine. However, because of supply chain issues and rising costs, town officials are asking residents to increase that borrowing authorization so that we can fund this fire truck. We estimated the cost of the fire truck last year to be around $1 million. The new cost is around $1.3 million. And to help us understand why the price increased and why this fire engine is needed, we're going to bring in Chief Soros from the fire department to talk about the details.
One important item on this year's annual town meeting is additional borrowing for a fire engine. I'm joined by an expert on fire. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Chief Soros. I'm the fire chief in Carlisle.
All right, Chief. Last year we approved borrowing for this fire engine at $975,000. We're asking residents to support an additional borrow of $325,000. Why is this additional borrow needed for something that we've already approved?
Yeah, so just to be clear, this is the same engine we approved last year. What happened is when you're buying something this far out, 3 to 4 years, unfortunately the laws that you're buying under are changing, and the laws for emissions is what caught us. We found out just before we went to town meeting last year that there would be additional requirements for emissions. We found out after town meeting that the cost to do that would be higher than what was approved, so we couldn't make that decision. So at this point, we know what the costs would be to do those emission rules. What we don't know at this point, of course, is with the current things happening in the country, whether the emission rules will come into effect. If we have this borrowing capacity, we can go ahead, sign up for the new engine. When it gets built, it will be built under the emission rules that exist at the time, and we will pay the cost as it is appropriate at that time. So we get the engine, and it will meet all the requirements for the year that it's created. It's very strange to have to order something so far in advance, but this is the world we're in right now, and it just makes judging what the costs are going to be and what you're going to borrow in 3 or 4 years difficult.
So 3 to 4 years, that's due to supply chain issues and the customization of a fire engine. It's not like you go to a store and you say that fire engine, right? So how are these things customized for the town, and why would that add time to the process?
Yeah. So pretty much almost any fire engine that's called a custom, meaning it's not built on an international body or whatever, is going to be that lead time. What Carlisle does differently than many towns is our driveways are a lot longer. We have private drives, so this engine needs to carry a lot more hose, a lot more supply hose than your standard fire engine you would see. It also carries more water. We do not have hydrants. We need whatever we bring to carry us over until we can design and build an above ground hydrant system on the fly, which may take 15 minutes. So we need 15 minutes of water, and this truck is a key part of that. It needs to be larger, have a larger water supply than it would be standard. The other things is that our houses are getting much bigger, and this truck will be designed to better handle that in terms of the attack hoses, how they're laid out, and how quickly our crews can get off and go in. 25 years ago, when the current engine was built, our houses were 3,000 square feet. Now they're 8,000 square feet for many of them. For many of them, to go around the back of the house and go in, which is what we might need to do, that's just a very different attack than we would have had, again, 25 years ago when the current engine was built.
So last year, town meeting and town election goers supported this effort. What were some of the reasons you gave voters then for replacing this truck now? So those still apply today?
Yeah, they still apply. The current truck engine was built in 2000, excuse me. And this truck will be, we're going to get it before 2030. So it will have almost a 30-year lifespan. We plan for them to have a 25-year lifespan. Most departments plan for a 10-year lifespan. So there's the age. Things start having difficulty. This is our first line engine. This is the first one out, first due for any structure fire we have. Also goes to all alarm investigations. We don't send it to all the medicals and things like that other towns do, so it is protected from some of the abuse that other towns do with theirs. But the big thing that's changed is the size of the houses and the layout. We have a lot more houses with very long driveways. We're building in areas that would have been more difficult before, but the developers feel it's worth it at this point to develop these properties, and the houses going in are quite a bit bigger. So we just need a little bit different style engine, but also we need an engine that is modern in terms of reliable and fits our replacement schedule. One of the things that can happen if we wait too long is that you end up with multiple engines needed at the same time, which is a real mess financially.
All right, so a yes vote at town meeting would allow us to be authorized to borrow the money that's needed to secure this fire engine. And of course, if we don't need to borrow the money, meaning the costs aren't as high as we're projecting, then we won't. So the impact is only the exact cost of the fire truck. And there'll be more information at the end of this video and podcast about ways you can find information about this, but I know that Chief and I are available if anybody has any questions.
Absolutely.
Thanks for all you do, Chief. We appreciate it.
Very good. Well, thank you.